Hi, Daniel. How are you doing? This is Melissa, your free range psychic. It's February the 3rd, 2026. And so Johnson got his bill passed. Are you talking about the government, the spending bill? Hey, hi. Hi, Teresa. Um, hey, Brenda. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Yap Yap. Oh, so good to see you guys. Oh, well. Um, so the funding's passed. Is there any a caveat to the Homeland Security bill? Yeah, I should have been paying attention. I was trying to. Um, there's so many different things going on. I was kind of caught up in the whole Elon getting busted by the FBI today. Hey, Nanette, good to see you. Oh, the 2 week extension. Yeah, well, whatever. I keep on hoping that suddenly Hakeem is in charge like in the next week or so. But I haven't asked my guides about that. I know that's going to happen. I shouldn't say I know. I feel it's going to happen pretty soon. Oh God. It's been so insane. Of course, like I guess when a iceberg starts cracking, or the Titanic actually, things get more and more hectic, right? There's more and more eddies or whatever, that people are caught up in, and things are caught up in to go down with the ship. More and more things fall apart, more debris in the water. I do compare this administration to the Titanic, because it was obvious there was an iceberg there, namely the Epstein files. So a lot of interesting things have come up with the Epstein files, and my guides showed me over the last year or two, or longer than that probably. Just what's amazing to me is how directly the connection, because my guy, I don't know if anybody remembers this in terms of my last lives, even where I was talking about Putin, being you know, the head of it all, the nexus of it all, and it's like he's the spider in the middle of a web, and all the strands of the web involve all the players, and like Bannon, who's directly involved with this plot, this coup, apparently. That we knew that, though. I mean, because Bannon was implicated, like he was obviously part of the Brexit, and Epstein. And my guides always said Epstein was working directly with Putin and getting compromise for Putin. That's how he got so wealthy. Yeah, he probably was working with Mossad and other intelligence agencies, but really it was Putin, and Putin was the mastermind for bringing our government down, working with these people. And Trump, the orange one, it's just the depravity of it all. And these links, oh, it's fascinating. Have you all been following the oh, here, Daniel, I'm going to put your comment up here. Uh, you see, Trump isn't talking about suing anyone over the Epstein files. It would open up a can of whoop ass. It already is. Uh, and how, so it must have gone um, potentially, well, Putin and Epstein are working together. Epstein brings Trump in. It must have been Epstein who brought Trump into Putin, or to Putin's awareness as somebody who could really be helpful to them to help destroy, the world economy, and then bring in their Bitcoin, bring in their own economy, because that's, I think, what's talked about in the Epstein files, how they're going to do that. Bannon talks about it. I mean, no, we knew this. I knew this. I saw it so clearly, but to actually see it come out of the files is just mind blowing. Hi, Ivy. Good afternoon to you too. Hey, Karina. Hi. I'm so glad you're here. Hi. Hi, Karina. We're talking about the Epstein files, of course. Um, so yeah, that's been so crazy. But it was there. The guides were showing me and other psychics that. um, and how it would come out. And you guys have asked me would it come out, and they did show me that it would come out. That these files and more will come out. There's so many, more than 3 million. I guess the the 3 million. Hal Sparks says this. It's not 3 million documents. It's not like there's more than 3 million like single documents. There's like millions within the 3 million. There's audio file and videos and all kinds of information. It boggles the mind, but it's more than just even 3 million. Yeah, here. This is so big. It really is, Karina. Um, Epstein owed Trump money. How much did he owe? I thought somehow I thought it would be the other way around, but I mean, Trump's always owing people money. I truly believe he owes Putin billions of dollars. Um, and so a lot of the money that he rakes in, a lot of the grift is going to Putin. That's what I think. And it was probably the same with Epstein because Epstein, that's how Putin works. He, uh, he goes after oligarchs and he kind of recruits them and he like the spider in the web, he always leaves them in debt to him in some way. Maybe it's through compromise, maybe it's through money, or whatever, but he's always the one in control. So Sir Peter Mandela, was he on the island? Is that what you're saying, Daniel? Um, uh, And they probably got as everybody they could to go to their island for whatever hopefully get compromise or to just even have connections or to lure other people there or not just. I should just say Epstein's Island. I mean wherever, because Epstein had a lot of different places, right? Zorro Ranch and his home in New York and there are places probably in other countries, whatever, but it was just accumulating for power. And so it's just wild to see it come out in these emails and these conversations are happening, not just figments of imagination. Um, Sally Clark is saying he called Trump the boss. Oh my God! So Trump, we're looking at Trump as being the head of the money. Maybe allegedly, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm just a psychic talking to her guides. What do I know? But what's falling together. Could it be that he was the head of the trafficking rings? I think that's what I hear going around. That it was really the orange one that was the head of the rings. And this is just like these interconnected, like a spider's web again, interconnected webs, interconnected trafficking rings, and God knows what else. Um, and it's like the orange one. He's teetering on the. He is King Kong climbing, enraged, climbing up uh, uh, the Trump Tower, and it's like he's teetering on the edge of the building. Is he going to fall? Is he not going to fall? Is he going to fall? Is he not going to fall? Meanwhile, he's beating his chest and making all kinds of stupid threats. Oh, Daniel, tell me what's going on. Big scandal in is it Great Britain right now? I'm watching Sky News about Epstein. I knew that that France, that his offices were raided in France, and that's tied to the God, Epstein. So, I mean, not Epstein. Elon is so stupid. I mean, why did he make that? He could have avoided that, right? Getting his AI to undress women and young girls and whomever on on X, like, and then he made it up by he thought he made it better by saying, "Oh, this isn't going to be a free service. People are going to, I'm going to charge for it. Somehow it's better." I mean, this is yeah, ketamine, I guess, but his thinking is so outrageously ridiculous. He's like a obstinate teenager or something. Why put himself at this risk? Um, Peter I was thinking Mandela. Um, so who's Peter Mandelson, Daniel? I don't know who he is. He's under investigation, but I don't know who he is. Um, so Truce is saying Epstein provided all kinds of events at his parties, music speakers, conferences, etc. Yeah, for sure. And he was wanting to, get the science community and also whomever, I'm sure artists and, Ghislaine, getting the conservationists and trying to get this credible group of people. Um, so, um, Linda, oh yeah, I've been seeing news about the 84-year-old landlord who's missing. Um, oh, I'm sorry. That's not the one I was following. You're not talking about the woman whose mother, it looks like she was abducted. This is somebody else. Yeah, we'll send prayers for this person. Good. I'm glad he's home. Um, so, so I've been kind of caught up with the whole Epstein stuff. Uh, and so that's been on my mind. And then, kind of like adjacent to that is Hegseth, announcing not so long ago that they're going to incorporate Musk's AI into, our classified and non-classified, uh, data systems, which honestly, oh, Linda, okay, it's your landlord. Okay. Prayers for him. Um, that I didn't see it happening. I thought more my guide said it wouldn't happen. And now I can't see that happening. Oh my God. I mean, it'd be so egregious for that to happen, put so much else at risk, but I guess that's typical Elon. Um, but it's too much of an outcry because of his, this whole, AI porn stuff that's coming out with his AI. So, hopefully it will not happen. Oh, former House of Lords. Oh my goodness, that must be a tizzy in the UK. Um, so let me see. The guys say there's going to be a kibosh on Musk's AI, uh, as like his alliance or association with our Pentagon, because exactly what I'm telling you. Um, And it was Putin, the guides say. I know I asked before my guides, was it Hesketh that like thought of this? And they said, no, it was Putin. Putin wanted this to happen because, Leon is one of Musk's oligarchs. All the oligarchs belong to him that are, not all, but the ones definitely that are associated with, our Orange King. And, but they wanted me to tell you guys that it's all falling apart. It's like being rocked, that world, and this is really making a huge impact. These files, huge impact worldwide, as we can see, but it is causing havoc for our Orange King. and the people around him, because he was elected, installed, so this wouldn't happen, and he's failed. He has failed his like prime or number one directive from Putin. That's what my guides say. Yes. Um, so, but this is big deal. This is a big, 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 big deal. Wherever else our attention gets brought to, this is probably the biggest deal that's happening right now. Um, so, okay, you guys, do you have other questions? If you don't, then I'll just ask my guides what else they need to tell you. It's certainly been. I think energy is just so intense, and you know, I can feel the evil of it. Oh, oh my God, are you kidding, Daniel? Major investigations in France over Musk's Starlink and elected possibly. I did not hear that. Did this just come out today? Oh my God. Oh, I've been praying, praying, praying. Well, I'm praying for election fraud to come out public in our elections, so that we can really see what happened with Starlink. Oh my gosh. That's, I'm so glad to hear that news. So it is all happening. It is all kind of coming together really, quickly too. Um, Daniel's saying he is, and we're thinking this is Leon is being asked to volunteer for investigation. Ooh, wow, finally. Um, yeah, Marianne, so am I. Marianne's saying, "Wow, I'm loving news about Musk finally coming out." And it's interesting. And oh, by the way, BG California, I'll ask in a minute, okay, about Savannah Guthrie. And what's going on with her mom? But no, I lost my train of thought. But oh yeah, I remember now that like it's so funny that Musk, he's like, oh, I never wanted to go to the island, and I would, and I was asked, and I wouldn't go, and then we see that he's begging to go. But let us not forget that Musk himself threw those eyed wide shut parties not so long ago. Do you guys remember? I remember researching it. Like I remember hearing allegedly that Amber Heard was at those parties, and um, he dressed and Elon dressed as the devil at the parties, and there's just all kinds of shenanigans going on there that was very much akin, I believe, to Epstein's parties. So he threw, and he has allegedly, and I think I've seen pictures of he had, and there are people like people's accounts of having gone to these really um, deviant parties that he gave. So let us not forget that. Um, oh wow, lots of comments here. Let me look. Elon is a bountiful cross between gold figure and tracks. Is Musk's name in Tulsi's safe documents? Um, what you mean? Which documents? Like government documents? Her documents that belong to her country? Or I'll just ask anyway. I'm not sure what the context is. Oh yes, the guy say yes. His name is in there. Um, and Nanette saying they raided Elon's office in France. Yep. Uh, a good question here. Why hasn't the truth been revealed about the manipulation of the 2024 election? I ask my guides about that all the time. It's so frustrating. But my thought is there was a lot of repression maybe even betrayal, not by Biden or Kamala, but by others, um, the others who knocked Biden out of the election. Uh, I will ask the guides, because it's, if I'm thinking about it, if I'm trying to get a feel for it, it's very uh, planned in advance, seeding into our minds, Putin via Fox News and whatever, QAnon, etc., and by Trump's uh, overtly, trying to say the 2020 election was stolen, to the point where it kind of made Democrats almost like they didn't want to identify themselves with that, because they were trying so hard to um, protect the results of the 2020 election, and somehow it had this um, reverse effect of, now the Democrats couldn't say the election was stolen. But there's more to it than that. Um, there's a lot of behind the scenes repression from moneyed sources. Um, it's so much gaslighting. And then at the very end of it all, though, I've always seen one of the major issues, and why, in the end, the Democrats didn't, rise up to to defend Harris, and to really call what we all knew. We all felt it. We all felt the election was stolen from us. Was that the Supreme Court would have had the last say, and there's no way the Supreme Court would have said, yeah, we declare, or we this election is invalid, and da 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 da. They would never have done that, and I think that was the weakest link, was our Supreme Court, because they wouldn't have backed that up at all. So there's a lot of different things, but it was all planned to put us to that point. Putin did it. Putin and his KGB, and Bannon, was part of it. Bannon's really good at that kind of thing, like he was with getting, Brexit. He really got Brexit, that disaster, to happen. It's like they are playing 4D chess in their own way, in a really nefarious way, to figure out down the line, how to steal our election, have a coup. Um, and Bannon revels in it. Such an evil soul. Um, so let's see. Uh, Linda saying, saw a video last night. We have a House Senate blue Speaker of the House impeach Vance, install Speaker of the House, impeach 45, put a blue president in office. Oh my God, yeah. I, you can call me a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Thank you, John Lennon. I have seen Kamala Harris be put in office because she really won. Maybe it's a prayer, maybe it will really happen, maybe it won't, but I don't know. I see it's a possibility, just because it's so blatant how our election was stolen. But I guess more to come. But we'll see. I should ask that question. Sorry. Will the truth about the election come out? And I have asked this before, I know. Yes, the guides say. I'm using my pendulum, by the way, if you wonder what I'm doing here. Um, it will come out, and it will rock us. It will rock the world. This information, it will change everything. And it won't be too long. BG California says, question, do you guys see shady Vans being POTUS? And if so, do they see being removed rather quickly? Now, whenever I've asked in the past, they have not shown me Vans being POTUS. But I can ask again. No. I hope I'm right about that. When I hear that, and I really am happy about that, I want to make sure, I'm not biasing in my answer. And if I am, I'm a human. You have to forgive me, but I don't see it. I don't see Vance being president, um, because I think what he has done himself, the crimes he's committed, are so egregious. Eyes are on him. Eyes are on him. Uh, Linda say blue speaker as VP, then impeach then yeah, I think I put that in already. Whistleblower document about Tulsi. Interesting. Well, Tulsi's always been Putin's girl. That's what she's there for. I don't think anybody really likes her. I think she's kind of there in her own little world, but she's definitely Putin's girl. Um, oh yeah, Linda, tell us. Brenda's asking what video. Oh, Brenda, I don't know why your chat stalled. Mine hasn't. Has anybody else's chat stalled? Um, Daniel's saying, I have seen predictions that the Democrats could pick up as many as 40 seats in Congress. Any input from your guys? Hold up. Yes. Maybe even more than that. It's gonna be it's gonna be amazing. And the elections will be fair. And obviously, there's gonna be some attempt to tinker with them, but we will have elections. And if there's another question, which there might be from like the last thing that Trump said recently, or one of the last things, is that he wants to federalize the elections. So ironic for a Republican, but he's not a Republican either. Not that I don't even know if there are any Republicans left. I've never been a Republican. Just disclosure, I've always been a Democrat. But even even like the Liz Cheney, the Liz Cheney Republicans were like, at least they were. I think they had some morality and they had some ethics, and but they're those rhinos, right? And that's the other, like, the perversion of the thing, the way that language is used. Black is white, up is down, left is right. Like the just basic things. Day is night. Uh, uh, the Republican or the MAGA party calling true Republicans in name only, when really it's always been um, the Trump Republicans that are Republicans in name only, because they hold no ideology towards Republicans at all. They're not conservative. They don't. Um, they have nothing really to do with Republicans, except maybe supporting the Second Amendment. But irony of all things, they're not doing that anymore, which is really gonna, like, metaphorically and their chances in elections in the future. If they wanted to destroy any vestige of support they have, go there. Have Jean Panera, Jeanette Perot, and um, Kristi Noem, and the Orange One himself say people shouldn't carry guns. They shouldn't have concealed carry permits. They shouldn't take them into into protests. When you think, oh my God, what happened January 6th? Talking about that's really caused a huge problem. Has anybody noticed that? That is kind of like having all kinds of ramifications. More and more people are taking their Trump signs down. Um, uh, Steve Myers, you're saying we all need to hold the light, bring it into the universe. The universe, I'll bring it in. The universe will change, and so it will be. Amen. Yeah, I'm I'm holding that thought. Um, So yeah, JD Vance is a co-conspirator. um, Linda saying the video is a constitutional plan to end the Trump regime. Heather Delaney Rees. Thank you, Linda. Oh, good, Marianne. It says the chat is fine. Maybe Brenda, it's your computer that is, or your internet that might be buffering or something. Um, Love says, Melissa, are you still doing readings? Because I sent a text yesterday. I didn't see your text. So my number is 734-773-9758, and I believe I put it in the description box below. So text me again, okay? I might have just missed the text, but I usually look at my text and I didn't see it. 734 773-9758, and we'll set up a reading. That'll be great. Let's see. Do our Dem elects realize that there isn't any going back to normal? Yeah. Do they understand that they have to start anew? I think I have to. They're different individuals. Maybe so. I don't know if I can ask if all of them are, but they're pretty good in walking lockstep with each other. So let's see. Oh yeah, so I was getting that information from my guides. Yes and no. Old school Dems, maybe not. New school Dems, 100% for sure. Um, hey, Bumblebee. Oh, are you saying that the video wasn't a psychic video? It was a Delaney Reese's vision. Okay. Um, so yeah, it's amazing what's happening right now. I mean, it feels to me really intense and like there's just so much happening right now after kind of waiting forever. Um, oh, I've missed some questions here. Oh, Daniel is asking. So here's my question: if Orange Orange Juice sees he's getting beaten in November, will he flee the country? Well, that's the thing. Also, will he still be here in physical form? I'm not sure, but he I'm not so good at seeing the time of transition, but I do think it's coming soon. I mean, a lot of doctors think it's coming, right? So I'll ask my guy still. If he's still alive, and the chances are more likely that he won't be, yes, he would flee the country, get the heck out of here. He'd probably go to. uh, I was gonna make a joke, but I don't think I get it. I don't think that's a good joke. Um, let's see. Maybe Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Qatar. Probably go to Qatar. Qatar, bingo. My guy'd say he would go to Qatar. Um, oh, somebody's asking, Catalina's asking, do you see more dying people from ICE protests? I've asked about that too. Um, well, Trump is pulling it back. I don't know if ICE has gotten the memo yet, but they are being pulled back in terms of. I think that statement was that they're not supposed to get involved in the protests and um, blue cities. Like, what's the difference? Like, he doesn't think there's going to be protests in red cities. Like he still thinks that MAGA walks lockstep with him, and that there are protests. That MAGA is not involved in those protests, but they are. They're leaving. There's people leaving MAGA in droves. I mean, look at the Hispanic voters who were so conned into backing Trump and didn't the woman who started Latinas for Trump, did she get deported or something? So so he's thinking it's there's still this um, binary um, uh, division, them versus us, blue versus red, but it's not like it used to be. I don't think he's quite got his head around it yet. That's going to be his major like judgment mistake, because that doesn't exist anymore. And those, and we saw that in where was that big flip? Um, was it Texas recently? Like red Texas flipped. Yeah, it was the Texas Senate. Um, there was a special election and a Democrat running in a really red district. So that's something that he's not quite got in his head, and it's a problem because they're not tending to their own base. They're losing their own base, and they're thinking, oh, we can just attack blue districts and blue cities and blue governors, and but they don't understand that it's not just the swing states anymore. It's not just the blue states anymore. It's the red states too. And you see what a Democratic mayor for the first time forever in my is it Miami? It's like that all over the place because he's messed up so bad. Oh, Steve says, remember, Trump always tells on himself, and he does. Every accusation also is a confession. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to put that back up here. Let me but yeah, text me, please. Um, yes, Texas, amazing. Um, so Linda's saying Rachel Maddow had a show. All these states releasing ice buildings, bug camps. No, no, all over. Yeah, big. Oh, good. Big camps. Got it. Um, yeah, the red states are fighting against his prisons too. Well, only Trump destroyed his own party. But before I was doing these lives, I did like I did a lot of videos on Trump, and um, one of them was a gravestone of the Republican Party. Uh, I can't remember the date it started, and then like, R.I.P. That was several years ago. Yay, Trump! Trump! Everything he touches dies, right? He can't help himself. He just cannot. Let's see, Steve Myers, you're asking, will February 17th, when Neptune goes direct, be horrible for the Orange Menace? Let me ask. Yes, it will be horrific for him. Does it go direct into in Aries? It's horrible for him. It's horrible. Um, to be Canoe saying yes, the red states are fighting against his prisons too. I think I'm kind of lagging on these comments, so I'm putting them up twice. Sorry about that. Um, the division seems to be a psyop by Putin. Yes, thank you, QAnon. It was a psyop by Putin, 100%. Dividing us through vaccine, pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine, um, pro-gun, anti-gun. Like yeah, it was used very manipulatively and intentionally by Putin to divide us or try to divide us. But we're not as divided as they think, and this misery that he's putting us through is bringing us together. Um, Linda's saying 45 should have been trapped in a roach motel decades ago. That is so funny. Um, so yeah, it's just insanity, right? Um, oh, what else? I keep on having these thoughts that kind of float through my mind, and then I get distracted, and then it's gone. Um, but I know that the last few shows, and the guides have shown us the Five of Wands and people, they're like metaphorically knifing each other in the back, the struggle for power, and that's all happened, right? Um, uh, since then. And the other thing I wanted to mention, and I like a perspective or context to see what's happening to us right now, is I always put it back to we are under attack. We've been under attack from Russia for since 2015, 2016. And so when things happen to our like catastrophes like a RFK creating a measles outbreak and um, gaslighting us and inhibiting us from protecting our own health is I think really Putin attacking us using biochemical warfare via RFK. It's just really insidious and really kind of like I don't want to say clever, but what's the word for that? Like like you would use for like a super villain. But why do we feel so traumatized? Because we have been under attack on every level from our government, and then it's really Putin using our government, using our social media, using uh, chaotic information, and then using kind of in our face ICE, actually coming and knocking on people's doors and dragging people off. This is war. We are experiencing being at war, and it's not so overt like Ukraine is experiencing, where their infrastructure is being bombed, but we are being bombed in a way. And if you just go back to all the drones, um, that kind of psyops before the last elections, that's the mentality. They want us to be in a hyper um, freaked out mode. They want to traumatize us. It is part of a cyber warfare to do so. And I just wanted to say this to you because I think it helps us understand what's really going on. Because unless I guess you're in Minneapolis or even like I'm in southeastern Michigan, ICE is here now. ICE is here too. They just grabbed or they did they arrest or whatever, or took into custody some parents in an FC bus stop, uh, a city in southeastern Michigan. But people are organizing here, just so you know. People are organizing, coming together here and everywhere else that ICE is. But ICE is really, I think, the face of like like Putin's Gestapo. They're the boots on the ground, but we're being attacked in all kinds of ways. Let's see your comments. I've been kind of. Oh, any comments about the Melania movie? Uh, and so begins again. Oh my God. What can you say? I didn't see it, obviously. What I am aware of is that, they say it did really well for like a non-fiction documentary or something. I knew right at that time when I started seeing these articles out that, movie did not do as badly as critics said, da 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 da. I thought, I bet Trump and had people purchase tickets to save face. And then I this morning I was watching my Touch and some other influencers, and it's like that exactly what happened. Tickets were purchased to make it, and theaters were booked to make it seem like it was more popular than it was, and I am not surprised by that. So what a waste of money, and toting up to the president. What it makes you wonder, what did Bezos get for that? And how out of touch Melania is to think that anybody would care. And she blames it on opening the day that or coming out, I don't know, the day of that, Petty, Pretty, sorry, not Petty, Pretty was gunned down. And she was angry about that, not because he was gunned down, but because it was bad for her movie. It's such a waste. Okay, let's see. I'm missing out on other comments here. New moon solar eclipse on February 17th is not favorable to Trump at all. Can you tell us more, Marianne, about that? And I'll read your comment. Neptune is direct right now. February 17th has an eclipse and is also a lunar new year. And is Year of the Horse on February 17th, or is that the Chinese New Year? When is that happening? Putin is so hated by people. Will a woman take him out? I I could be wrong here, but I have seen him potentially being at least an assassination attempt, if not a successful assassination, and just not Putin, but his closest henchman by the Wagner Group in revenge for Prigozhin, and they're just biding their time. And it's like there's a long, long line of people who want to do the honors, but I think it's the Wagner Group that are actually going to be allowed to do it. And I think why are people waiting? Because in my vision, I'm just entertainment purposes only. I'm just a psychic talking to her guides. I see that even though he takes such precautions so people don't know where he is, and I do believe there are like 4 or 5 fake Putins around. I think it's pretty obvious to go in his place, and I don't believe Putin came to this country. He wouldn't. Even Alaska, I don't think he would put himself at risk, because he could have. Not that he thought he was going to be arrested, but he is a war criminal here. That guy, that wasn't Putin. Putin is just not. He's not well. He's not strong like that guy was. But I see him having some kind of like tracker on him that he has no idea that he's being tracked all the time, and they know where he is. NATO knows where he is. Zelensky knows where he is. He thinks he's hiding out, but I mean, this is like the day of like such sophisticated cyber technology that there's all kinds of ways to track somebody, and I think his every movement's being tracked by NATO and by Zelensky and maybe others. So he's not able to hide the way he thinks he's hiding, though he's so paranoid, and he's aware that there are many people who do want to unalive him. But why I think people are waiting, they're trying to make sure that when he goes, his government also goes, and it can't be replaced by a technocracy or an authoritarian, kind of Soviet-style party, or whatever that is that's in there. And that I do believe the Russian resistance, that is, I am sure, just me, girl, talking to her guys, that NATO and other, powers are aiding the Russian resistance, will come in and take over, and there will be a democratic government there. That's what I see. So that's my answer. And I don't think it's that long. I think it's going to be this year. I think just seeing that Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping, demand ransom in Bitcoin. Oh, so she was kidnapped? Let me see what's going on with that. That has like a true crime feel. Like there's more behind that than like meets the eyes. Like there's something nefarious about that. I mean, it's like almost like Jean-Benet Ramsey or something. So let's see what's going on with that. And I, please, a lot of grain of salt with when I'm answering a true crime question, because I don't know. I'll just see what my guides say, if they even want to answer. They're saying she was kidnapped. Um, is this person rich? Like, why did they kidnap her? I know she's somebody's mom. I don't know what the situation is. I just can see it like the true crime, like like the episodes when you're actually watching the trial. um, they say that she's still alive. She's very scared, Nancy. Um, I could be so wrong about this. I always worry about true crime answers. Um, they're not telling me if. Oh, that's too bad. I don't know. They're not telling me if she's going to be saved or not. It could. Right now, what I'm saying, it could be a shootout or something, like the police could find out where she's being held, and there could be a shootout, and they're not going to let me know whether Nancy survives or not. I hope she does. I hope she's okay. Um, but yeah, it ends in like chaos, and yeah, I'm sorry, I can't answer in a better way. Um, let's see. Oh, you're talking about Melania and what's the attraction to her feet and shoes? Really, who cares? She's so vain and superficial. F Christmas. We should never forget. If it had been about that it might have been interesting. Like, what does she really think about Christmas? What does she really think about America? Um, ooh. Um, BG says Lunar New Year brings in the year of the fire horse. Wow, that's so exciting. I love horses. Um, Many psychics have said when Trump goes down, so will Putin. I've said that too. I see them connected. I see Putin going down and bringing Trump going down, or Trump going down. I think it's Putin first, but I'm not sure. It could be either way. But they are so intricately linked together. And when Putin goes down, so do all the oligarchs. All of them go down, and Bitcoin goes down because Putin holds um, the magic key to Bitcoin. It's all under his um, uh, domain, and Bitcoin is just like it's smoke and mirrors. It's just like a mirage or an illusion. Um, I've heard that it was invented, to launder money, so to speak, nefarious kind of dark money. Um, So yeah, I thank you for bringing that up. Love says, when all is said and done and the squatter in the White House is gone, are the Dems going to bring Melania to testify since the GOP is bringing in Hillary? Um, and she's not in the Epstein files, but Melania is. Yes, Melania is very much in the Epstein files. Um, and oh, by the way, you guys, um, I want to remind people that I do the videos that I used to do before I did live, they're all still there on my channel. And I did one on Melania, and I asked, is Melania a red sparrow? That was the topic of that video, and I did a tarot reading. I asked my guides, and was she a honeypot? So if you want to go look at that video, yeah, please go ahead and have a look. um, Marianne saying, eclipse will be at 28 degrees Aquarius, setting off his 12th house and Mars in Leo, and opposite his ascendant at 29 Leo ascendant, square to his midheaven in Taurus, and overhead Uranus in Taurus. Whoa. Do you think that would have to do with health? Possibly a stroke or something? I wonder. Thank you, Tippy. Oh, and something else I want to mention that I feel ridiculous about this, but on my last live or the live before that, I was talking about doing past lives And I was thinking, well, maybe I should do one on Pam Bondi or Kristi Noem, but I already did one on Kristi Noem. Somebody brought it to my attention. And it was Kristi Noem as Heinrich Mueller, the head of the Gestapo. That's what my guides showed me, and I have like the usual comparison of photographs and everything. And I completely forgot that I had done it on her as Mueller. Oh, good question. Is that the same for Tulsi G? Red Sparrow? Is Tulsi G a Red Sparrow? Well, red sparrows are kind of in the context of honeypots. Like, well, I don't know how to. I want to say this carefully. Like, I kind of think that possibly, potentially, Erica Kirk was. No, I actually do think of that about her. Um, Forgive me, I'm just a psychic asking my guides, but I do sense that Erica Kirk very well may be a honeypot, like a red sparrow for Charlie. Um, but so Tulsi, I don't see her as a honeypot, but in terms of like a Manchurian candidate or like a somebody who's treasonous, a traitor, yes, I think she was um, planted, or now I don't know. I mean, she was voluntarily planted as a spy and an actor for Russia. Yeah, thank you. There you go. Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian plant. Yeah, and I think everybody kind of knows it because there's a famous photograph of her with Jill Stein, Putin, and several other people at a table having dinner in Russia. I think we kind of all know that people I like to call her Cruella de Vil, but Noam actually, as much deserves that moniker more in a way, but, it's just Tulsi, yeah. Tulsi being a villain, so Cruella de Vil would be like just because of her hair. Yes. So, Stephen, what are you saying here? Uh, Christy known me in the garden now. But Teresa, Trump is always threatening war. It's a dance. It's like he's friends with all these people. He's got alliances with them, so it's like a pretend war. I honestly I don't know how much Netanyahu and um, the Ayatollah or any of them are really enemies. I think they're all within the same echelon. But I'll ask my guides about that. Yeah, the guides say it's just to scare us. To even the bombing of Iran that was agreed upon in advance with Iran. Apparently, I mean they bombed the place where Iran had already moved the nuclear stuff out. Um, it was just for show. So it's messing with us that way. Um, Linda's asking, will Melania escape USA after 45 goes, or does she feel she's above the fray and will stay? And if she's brought to charges, it will be a surprise to her. I see her. This is what the guys are showing me. I see her being called up by Congress. I don't see her being imprisoned. It's because of her status more than anything. And it's really hard to tie her, although I do see money laundering and all kinds of theft, but she somehow escapes not accountability, but like being imprisoned. But she will have to pay a price. There is a price she will pay, the guides say. She will have to bear witness. She will have to tell what she knows. She will have to give information, which will keep her out of prison. But she will be bought down. Um, that's what the guides show me. Oh, is this Tulsi? Not to mention she attended a right-wing fundraiser when she was in Hawaii, pictured with Olive G and with GOP, right-wing people. Yeah. Um, Marianne's asking, could be health. Trump was born on eclipse too, but I felt it's the fall of Trump. It could be. It's so close. That's what my guides show me. His fall is so close. And then Marianne saying, Uranus is something very, very sudden. Could be stroke or heart attack. Yeah. Teresa saying Abraham Lincoln just shot down an Iranian drone reportedly. It's just, my God, I'm not saying that. I don't think we're going to be going to war. It may look like we're going to war, but my guides are saying no, we're not going to war. We're kind of are in a way anyway, you know. But we're Trump's regime is at war with us, with the American people. That's who they're really going to war with. Oh, you're so welcome, Linda. Um, so yeah, we're kind of at the end. Oh, I have a surprise for you guys. Don't go anywhere. Um, I figured out. I could have earlier. I just didn't really think about it, but I figured out how to put an outro. Um, so a musical outro at the end of this video, and people had mentioned that that they really liked the music of my video, my Sunday videos that I used to do. So hopefully it will work. But I think I was able to put a musical outro at the end of this video, and I'll try to, if this works, I'll try to do it in the future. Okay. Um, but I'll make sure I see it over here. But I think I attached it. We'll see. It's an experiment. I'll figure it out. But if you want to stick around, it may come up. I hope it does. Beachy's asking, do your guides have a parting message to give you to get you through the week? Thank you for asking that, because I wanted to do that. Thank you for reminding me, Beachy. Yes, it's all happening. All this prediction is happening. So just tighten your seatbelts, and you can get your popcorn out too. They say, because it's going to be something to watch. And as soon as one thing happens, another thing is going to happen. But nothing. They won't be able to change the narrative. They're going to try, but they will not. It's too much. And oh, do you know what they're showing me? Like, what is that game where you put logs on top of logs, and then you try to pull out logs so that Jenga, is it, so that it doesn't fall down. It's going to be like Jenga, they say. But at some point, that tower is going to fall. So I think that the image is the tower falling. Oh, thank you, Therese. Oh, and the other thing I will leave it with too is it's maybe, I should never assume that for everybody else, like what is helpful for me is going to be helpful to them, because everybody's different in what what helps them feel better or centers them. But I certainly, for those of you who are curious, or probably most of you are watching anyway, but what's really helping me get through this particular period of time is watching the Monks for Peace. And I know I've mentioned them in my other lives. I was watching them on their 100th day as they're walking through walking to Virginia. They just went through North Carolina. God bless them with the terrible weather. They enter into Virginia, and the new wonderful governor of Virginia, wonderful progressive Democrat that Virginia elected to be governor, has this beautiful ceremony for them, and declares a Walk for Peace Day, and they're given a beautiful, beautiful welcome. And now they're walking through Virginia to DC, and what always blows my mind when I watch, because they have various people live streaming them that are part of the march. When they walk through, wherever they walk, there are people lined up in, you know, freezing temperatures any time of the day or night. and uh, they're with flowers, and they're there to say thank you, and they're holding up signs of "Be the light," and you know, people bring their disabled children to be blessed, and these beautiful monks. There's 20 monks. I think many of them are from Vietnam. Maybe some of them are from Tibet. Can't talk, um, but they're. It's like they're blessing our country. Like with every step they take, they're raising the vibration of our country. They're healing our country, and they're letting the world see, because this is being watched by the whole world, that we Americans are not, we're not maybe the way that we're being portrayed on social media. Um, like we're not monsters. We're people who love and want peace, and who are just, oh my gosh, it just restores so much faith that I have in this country, and who we are. So always kind of brings me to tears when I think about it, when I watch them. So if you want to get your soul cleansed, and you have a mind, it's Walk for Peace, I think, is their um, YouTube channel. And then you're going to get a bunch of different live streams on your feed, or it's just beautiful. And so that's happening at the same time this other insanity is happening. That's happening. So that's uh, I just want to share that with you. Oh, thank you, Danette. Hold the light, that we can do. Oh, I didn't read your comment. Thanks, Melissa. Hoping for whatever makes your heart feel warm and joyful. Um, oh, and some people have been talking about the Tower card. Yes, bringing Uranus energy. It's that lightning bolt, right? Hitting the Tower. Um, and Marianne saying many people are getting the Death card for Trump. Eclipse usually lasts for 6 months. Yeah. So at this point, I will say goodbye. With Marianne's comment, the monks always make me smile. And we'll see. Fingers crossed. There will be a outro of music. If not, forgive me, and I'll keep on working on it. I'll be back next week. I love you guys. Okay, you take care.